Christmas Eve to you, Damien. Always good to see you. Send the best to the entire fam. And I'm going to start with you here. So, Damien, tell me this. What's the biggest thing you need to... What? What's
wrong? Molly, Damien's back in the corner. Remember for how long?
No, there's no corner.
Like in
What happened to that man cave?
No.
And then,
I know,
he gets
the
pushed over
marbles,
by the kids.
the
They're all home for
jerseys.
the holidays
Look,
and everything.
No one puts baby in the corner.
You see what time it is. You got the... I know there's no corner here. You got the Christmas tree. You got the gifts. So I'm in a festive mood. So I just wanted to show that off. This is not, this is not the corner like it was before. Stop it, Max. Stop.
That's a corner. That looks like your Christmas tree that you put there for TV. Will you stop it? Then you got shoved in the corner again, Wood.
Oh my gosh, you guys are nuts.
Oh, clean the house,
right.
damn it, Woody. What's going on with you?
Come on. Damien, tell me this. What do you need to see from the Saints tomorrow?
Listen, I know people are going to talk about Drew Brees, but I'm going to go to the Saints on the defensive side of the football. This is a defense that's, they're playing like they're one of the best in the National Football League. But if you take a closer look at the Saints over the past couple of weeks, there's some issues that I think that needs to be addressed as they make this playoff push, particularly their rush defense. Last week they gave up 4.4 yards an attempt to the Kansas City Chiefs. And the week prior to that, they gave up over 200 yards rushing. That's something that they haven't done since, I believe, 1980, where they given up that many rushing yards, having two separate 100-yard rushes. So when you typically, over the past couple of years, typically what we've seen from the New Orleans Saints on offense, Drew Brees has steadily declined as far as his play is concerned.
Looks like we got a little glitch
New
there.
Saints defense.
Oh, there we go. Go ahead, Damien. Sorry, we just had a little glitch there.
Wood, you got to move to a part. Wood, you need to move to a part of the house with better Wi-Fi. They stuck you in the corner and they're sucking up all the Wi-Fi with their TikTok. They're on Zoom with their friends. There's no Wi-Fi left in the Woody house.
Well, you might be right. They might be on everywhere with Wi-Fi on. So, but like I said, the Saints defense got to show up. If they want to make a playoff run, a deep playoff run to ultimately get to Tampa, I think this defense got to continue to show up, particularly this week against the Minnesota Vikings and that rushing attack with Dalvin Cook.
Kids, I got to be on TV. Dad, I'm on a Zoom call with my friends. Hey, listen, I hear what you're saying about the defense, Wood. Here's the thing. Right now, circumstances have conspired to make the defense look worse than it really is. First of all, the Eagles are good with Jalen Hurts because Doug Peterson's actually a very good coach. I had to be reminded. Right? Carson Wentz was holding the team back. As soon as you put Hurts in, it looks like they did when they had Nick Foles, right? Suddenly, they're hard to defend. So I don't hold that against the Saints, and it was going in. It's a trap game. It's the Eagles. They're terrible. Oh, wait a minute. They're not terrible. And Hurts can not only fast, but he can throw the ball too. And so that was one. And then you play the Chiefs. Well, guess what? They might run on you because you have a lot to worry about in the passing game, the vertical passing game especially. So that's going to loosen things up for the run. I'm not too concerned about the Saints' defense. By far, for me, the answer is Drew Brees. What I need to see from the Saints this week is a recovering Drew Brees on a trajectory that would take him to being an elite quarterback again. No, his arm isn't what it used to be, and he never had a howitzer, right? But he needs to be a guy who we believe, he can be in the elite. There's Mahomes and Rodgers, and then there's Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson and Josh Allen, and Drew Brees needs to be in that group. If not with Rodgers and Mahomes in that next group. He has to make us believe that, because you're right, in recent years, he's worn down. He's old, and he gets hit. And by the end of the season, besides calls going against them, he didn't look so great in the playoffs. But in a way, the silver lining for having 1,000 fractured ribs and a punctured lung at the age of 41, right? The silver lining is in recuperating and rehabilitating from those injuries, he got some time off in terms of football playing. Maybe he'll be fresher for the playoff run, but he looked bewildered at times and confused in his first game back. It's understandable against, one of the best teams in football. And in the end, it was only a field goal difference. And he didn't have Michael Thomas, still doesn't have Michael Thomas won't have Thomas till the playoffs. But Brees has to show us, has to give us reason now to think, yes, he can actually win a Super Bowl. The team should be good enough when they get Thomas back on both sides of the ball. They have a great coach. They have a real defense. They have great players on offense. They have a real number 2 receiver. Kamara's still great. Brees has to make us believe it's not simply going to be, well, good shot, but more dynamic quarterbacks were just too much in the moment of truth. He has to make us believe he's still an elite quarterback.
Well, here's the problem, Max. You're talking about how much more can he make? How can he convince us to be elite? A 41-year-old quarterback, usually you're trending in the wrong direction. You're not trending towards getting back to an elite level. You're usually trending the other way with Father Time. So that's why, my eyes tend to go towards the defensive side of the football. Because if the New Orleans Saints are going to make this run to the Super Bowl, the defensive side of the football, they need to be elite. They need to be the ones that's going to carry Drew Brees to that Lombardi trophy.
All right. Vikings Saints, 4:30 Eastern. Merry Christmas to the Woody family and Happy New Year. I'll probably talk to you before then, though. All right, guys. Also on Christmas Day, a full slate of NBA games. How about
coaches and staff members at risk and let the fans of this organization down? I take full responsibility and accountability for that. Being a quarterback in this league comes with great responsibility and leadership, and I have failed to live up to those standards with my actions. I accept the consequences for my actions and decisions to take away my captaincy. I'll do everything in my power to make the most of my second chance.
Okay, Dwayne Haskins apologizing after being fined $40,000 in addition to being stripped of his captaincy title. This is after being photographed with no mask at an event with strippers. Washington 6-8, first in the division. They play Carolina on Sunday. Louis Riddick back here with us. Okay, Max, there's that. A lot to unpack. I'm going to focus on the NFC East. Who do you think is going to win it?
Molly, ready for this? My New York Football Giants. Molly, our New York Football Giants.
Yeah?
This is faith-based.
Okay.
It's the holidays. Why not,
Let's get
right?
it.
That's right. Look, I'm going to say this. Daniel Jones was trending in the right direction before he got hurt. But what we saw, don't get fooled by a bad loss to Arizona. What we saw with Daniel Jones is he needs his wheels, right? Like a lot of quarterbacks nowadays, especially who start early in their career, and mobility is so highly prized now for obvious reasons, a dual threat quarterback. If Daniel Jones doesn't have his wheels, he's a sitting duck. He is not good enough in the pocket yet. When he does have his wheels, he is an average NFL quarterback already, maybe a tick below, but trending in that direction. Maybe he can be above average next year if that kind of pace of development continues. So we have that. Now we have a Giants team who's shown the ability to upset good teams this year, right? Even without Daniel Jones. And we have a Ravens game. That's going to be tough, but I don't think it's unwinnable if Daniel Jones plays. And the Cowboys last week of the season. Giants need to win both. They need help from Washington right now. And I think they might get it. Because without Alex Smith, this Washington team is not very good. With a good enough quarterback, the defense can do some things, and they can win, but they can lose to the Panthers or anyone, really, with Haskins in at quarterback or with someone other at this point than Alex Smith at quarterback. And then the Eagles, it looks like they just have an easy schedule, but what happened when Jalen Hurts started? Right? Jalen Hurts has started, and since then, actually, the Eagles are good. Actually, Doug Peterson can actually coach his butt off, apparently, right? It's just that Carson Wentz and circumstance really was making it look like he couldn't. Because with anyone else, Peterson seems to have a good deal of success. Even a 40-year-old Josh McCown did well enough in the playoff game with Peterson, and he was on one good leg and 40 years old and never in the playoffs and all that stuff. I'm going to say the Giants, our football Giants, will pull it off, Molly. They own the tiebreaker against Washington. They'll finish with the same record, and they're going to the playoffs.
All right, Danny Dunn, get healthy. What do you think?